Alright guys, PaulMartinBelts back here again for a brand new video. As the title says, this is going to be a detailed comparison between the network logo adult size replica belt versus the scratch logo big logo adult size replica belt. So these belts are very similar, but I'm going to show some of the details and, well actually no, if I just did that it'd be a very short video. Logos, that's pretty much the difference. But yeah, we'll start off with the straps. These are both re-leathered by me in a TV accurate style, so the straps are pretty much identical. I might as well show the straps really close up like this. So both, as you can see there, have my signature to authenticate that it's about I've re-leathered. Both have, like I mentioned, the TV accurate Midwest sort of style. You can see there, you can probably see the tooling lines up perfectly. Both belts are identical in length and the tooling styles are exactly the same. Of course the network logo has a network WWE logo stamped into it, while the scratch has the scratch logo, but other than that the straps are pretty much identical, and of course the tooling behind the center plates. So on this side you can see again 2x5 female snap side here in the snap box. Both have nice smooth black leather backings, and again you can see how everything just lines up perfectly between the two because the straps, they're pretty much identical. You can even see that line there at the edge of the side plate. So we'll look into each one separately, give them some good detail. So you can see the tooling there. I'm really happy with how both of these came out. I've done so many re-leathers of both of these belts that I could probably do them with my eyes closed at this point, but I'm really happy with how similar both these straps look because, well, they're supposed to. Yeah, you can see the nice detailed tooling there. If my camera will ever focus, that is. Sorry about that. It's a Canon camera, but I'm still not really familiar with how to use it properly, so my apologies for that. We'll go back over to this side. Again, you can see the signature there. Same tooling style. This is a 2x8 snap box here. And of course, again, the scratch WWE logo there. And like I said, same here, 2x8 snap box. Network WWE logo there. But pretty much the same tooling style as is this one here. I'm trying to catch the light nicely so you can see the detail in the tooling. I hope that's coming out well. It looks alright on the camera, but you never really know until it's on the computer screen. But no, it looks pretty decent. The tooling, like I mentioned, I'm really happy with. TV accurate style, so of course both of these have gold tips on the end of the female snap side. So yeah, talking about the leather, might as well show the backing. So yeah, nice smooth leather backing covering all the snaps, the screws, apart from the two side plate screws for obviously the removable discs, so they can be changed to whatever ones are available. I don't know, Lesnar, Rollins, Cena, whatever. Yeah, there's a bunch of them now, so you can see nice smooth backing. So again, pretty much identical between the two. You can see how nicely the screws themselves kind of pop from the backing. It's quite a nice look. And like I said, nice smooth leather backing. It really nice. Really happy with how these came out. You can kind of see the imprints of the logos just because of the way the tooling comes through the tooling that's behind the center plate. So you can kind of almost see the logo through there, but yeah, that'll flatten out eventually. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to show at the back. I guess I could fold it over. But yeah, if you wanted to, you could break it in like the belts on TV are, which basically just throw it out the window or something, and they'd probably be in the same condition as the ones on TV, but I'd probably advise against doing that. That being said, they're both very lovely belts. I'll talk about the plates a bit. The plates are pretty much identical. As far as putting together the strap goes, they're identical. The side plates, other than the discs, are the exact same. I mean, the actual frame, if you want to call it that, identical, no difference. Same with the sidebars. The tips are obviously the same. But yeah, the side discs, they're very similar as well, same sizing, dimensions, space for the screws. So you could actually put a set of network logo plates or vice versa onto a standard fixed strap for that, or like I said, vice versa. You could put these plates on the standard strap for this as well, and they would fit perfectly because the screw alignment behind the plates, which are like here, here, yeah, I think there's about 8 on the center plate. They're both in the exact same spot, so yeah, that's pretty irrelevant, but I guess it's something I should mention. Yeah, the detail on each plate is really good. If you're looking at buying these belts, whichever one, I'd assume most people are going to go for the network logo at this point because it's the current belt, obviously. I must say, my favourite part about this belt, the swoosh. The red paint or the gel or whatever is actually used in there pops fantastically. I mean, you can probably see the difference between the reds on both logos. The scratch logo is stones, so they do not really pop as well or as noticeably. Up close they look really good, but from afar, like you see this view, the red on the network logo, it's not even comparable. It pops like hell. And the replica side plates, I think most of them, I've seen the Daniel Bryan ones, Sheamus ones, they're kind of incorporating this red paint now. They're kind of sticking to a red and black colour scheme. So a few were all black and a few are now incorporating some of this really nice red paint. So I think if you put the side plates for that on, of course, like I mentioned, these are removable, I think it would pop really nicely. So yeah, it would be a good look. But yeah, of course, I think, don't quote me on this, but I'm 99% sure any of the new release side plates will fit in this spot, because I think they're cut. They have like these kind of, what do you want to call them? You can almost see them actually through the side of the plate. Right in there, there's these kind of little ledges for it to sit in place. So I think any new side plate should fit either, but yeah. These are both uncurved, which I prefer. I know the ones on TV were really curved, but there is a huge risk in cracking these casted plates if trying to curve them. I've seen people do it successfully, but I can't recommend doing it because I've received a few to re-lather, especially of this one, because this one's a lot more fragile. There's a lot less metal than in that one. This one's got this thick champion banner. This has nothing, so this is a huge risk when curving it. Like I say, I've received a few to re-lather, and actually in this point here, at the top of the W, around here it was, and at the bottom there was a really, really subtle, it wasn't noticeable until I actually looked up close, but there was a subtle crack in the plate after the person tried to curve it. They did curve it successfully. It was a nice looking plate. It had a good curve, it was TV accurate, but there was a crack going down it. You could see it if you looked for it, and because of that I definitely can't recommend curving these. I think it's too risky. I think the plates are too prone to cracking in my opinion, but of course if you own one of these, it's your belt, do what you want with it. I'm just giving my advice because I've seen a few of those that have been cracked. It wasn't split in two, don't get me wrong, but it was a noticeable crack when you looked for it right down the center. So I've seen similar on this, not as bad, because obviously this thicker area of metal, if you want to call it that. Having said that, this is a big space here, so I don't know. But this one especially, I have seen I think 3 or 4 that have had a really fine surface crack, so I can't recommend curving them, to be honest. 2mm thick replica plates, yeah, you can get away with curving those are no problem, but these, they're coming up to 10mm, 1 centimeter, pretty much, if it will actually focus. It's wanting to focus on the belt in the back, there we go. Yeah, you can see how thick those plates are, so that's just my 2 cents. Of course, like I say, if you own one of these, it's your belt, do what you want. Get it re-lathered. That's my advice. Yeah, that being said, I'll give some nice shots of the plates there. You can see they probably need a good clean before I send these back to their owners actually, but yeah, very nice belts, both replicas, really nice. This is a V3, so it has the area between the W's cut out, as you can see, a little bit of the tooling in between there. The V1 of that version of the belt had the black painted in areas, so it was solid metal. Really didn't look that good, so it's good that they, before that belt was retired, that version, that they actually released a replica with the space between the W's cut out, so that looks a lot better. The sidebars, they're still not really as accurate as they could be. I mean, these are very flat. Same goes for the network logo versions, as you can see here. They're very flat. The ones on TV, on the belt on TV, stick up about a centimetre or so, so they're quite tall bars, but it's not that big a deal. You'd rather have the plates accurate than the bars accurate if you had to choose. Obviously you'd rather have both, but this is WWE and Figures Inc., so you can't really be asking that much with their track record on belt accuracy, so we should be happy with what we got, I guess. But yeah, I'm really happy with how the tooling came out on both these Releathers. I'm really happy with how these look. They're really nice replica belts. I definitely recommend either one if you're looking or in the market to buy either one. These both do have owners, so I should point that out. I get asked quite often on Releather videos to purchase the belt in the video, but 99% of the time I'm filming a belt that someone sent to me to Releather, so I don't own them. So it's a bit disappointing, I guess, but it's what I do. But yeah, I keep fixating on the network logo because the logo itself actually pops so well on camera. It's kind of showing up nicely on the red background I've put down. The swoosh under the W really pops nicely. The fact that it's got a black outline for the silver in the logo as well really looks nice. It pops quite nicely. I think if they were to redesign that, well, obviously they never will because they don't need to, because of the scratch logo, the background really should have been chromed in or silvered in or nickel, whatever you want to call it. The background should have been like that. In hindsight, they probably would have done the red swoosh in a similar thing like this, because it just pops incredibly. You can kind of see the difference. But like I say, both very nice belts. From where I'm standing, the scratch logo looks a little bit smaller, but that's just because the network logo is in front. If I try to get a shot from above, like I say, they're both identical. So in case that's causing any tricks with the camera, I can assure you, both completely identical. Size-wise, obviously logos are different. So here's a shot from the side. So yeah, like I say, both very nice belts. If you're in the market to buy either one, I definitely recommend it. They're high quality replica belts. They look very, very close to what they do on TV. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed doing the leather work on both of these, as I do with most replica belts I Releather. They're always good fun to do. But yeah, I hope this was a decent enough comparison video between the two. There's not that much to compare really, because like I say, they're fairly identical. So that being said, if you're interested in a Releather of one of these or any other replica belt, please contact me at the links on screen or the links in the description box below. The best method is probably via email, which is PaulMartinBelts@gmail.com. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative, if not anything else. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave your comments down below, leave your thoughts on which one of these you prefer, or anything regarding these belts or others. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. Goodbye.